Hello everyone, this is the first in what I hope to becomes a new series of videos. It is the Athletic Geeks Comic Shop Adventures, being joined here by Nick, and pretty much this is going to be something hope to do every week or maybe every other week, where it follows me and sometimes others on our trip to the comic shop, and we'll discuss from the previous week what we enjoyed from our pull list and what we bought at the shop, and then we'll also go over the different kind of things that we bought this week: comic books, trade paperbacks, figures, statues, anything cool that we decide to pick up, and hopefully that will also lead to some more discussions the next trip. Kind of our first time doing this. You remember anything good from your that you really enjoyed from your pull list from last week?
Mr. Miracle.
Very good book right now. I missed out on the first one, so I'm going to have one. When the trade paperback for that comes, I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah, but it'll be a little bit review and recommendations, kind of, looking what's good for this week and last week going on. So,
yeah, well, my personal favorite from last week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman #5. Very, very good. Bane with Bebop and Rocksteady.
Those sound fun.
It is a fun book. It's kind of... This is the second series they've done this.
Yeah, I remember the first one.
But with this one, it's really cool, especially because in issue 5 there was the Turtles met the rest of the Bat family, which I thought was really cool. Leonardo met Nightwing. They had a good interaction. They met Damian, met Batgirl, Alfred. Splinter had to get put in the Lazarus pit, which led to some interesting occurrences. And I like these. Whenever they first announced this series, Batman and TMNT, I said, okay, this is either going to be really good or it's going to be really, really hokey. And by God, it was damn good. They work well together in a way that you wouldn't think, but that's also because my first real exposure to the Turtles was through the cartoon series, and you don't realize how dark those comics can get. And while they're not, the Batman TMNT comic isn't, it isn't like super dark. It's good for the people that like the Dark Turtles of the comics, but there's still enough lightheartedness, at least with the Turtles, for those that are fans of the television series or the movies. So that'd be my pick for last week. I'm sure I'll have more coming this week. Is there anything else you remember?
No, not really.
It's
it was a light pull last week, I remember.
Yeah, it was mine. Mine was pretty light too. Remember Justice League was in there. It's going well, but Snyder's getting ready to write. I don't know if it's me not doing my due diligence here, but he's either going to take over writing Justice League or he's going to do a Justice League miniseries, which I'm very interested to see how Scott Snyder writes the whole League. Because he's so good at Batman, and he's had the Justice League, in the Batman series, but I just don't know how he'll write when he has to write them regularly for a whole series. Yeah. He did a very good job writing Superman with Superman Unchained, but I want to know, how does he write, Green Lantern? How does he write, it's the Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz Green Lanterns, but still, how does he write them? How does he write, Barry Allen? That to me is going to be very interesting. But, all right, well,
back with our picks.
We'll be back with our pickups from this week. So,
shout out Campus Comics, Carbondale, Illinois.
Campus Comics. That's where that's our normal spot. But there's also a lot of great other great stores in the area that we might also recognize one of these days. So, but Campus is our pick. Well, we are back here at Athletic Geek HQ. We had a fun day at the comic shop and traveling, and the comic shop trip actually turned into a Toys R Us going out of business sale trip as well. So on that note, I was able to pick this up. I'm going to probably put it up there with the rest of my Marvel figures. This Marvel Legends Blade. That's one I didn't have yet. So, thought that was pretty cool. And, yeah, they really, unfortunately, they really didn't have much at Toys R Us.
No.
We kind of, and then when you see the kind of prices they're charging and the sales even going out of business that they're charging, you kind of realize exactly why they're going out of business.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But Nick, what you got in terms of comics this week?
Well, see, I got Iron Fist 78. Ed Brisson, this is a really good run. Probably the best Iron Fist run outside of the Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker stuff. Mm-hmm. Super underrated. I wish more people read it, but it's good. And this is a Damnation tie-in. Spectacular Spider-Man, Zdarsky, which I like. I know a lot of people have differing opinions on Chip Zdarsky, but I think he's a pretty good writer. Black Panther, I've been with it since it started with Ta-Nehisi Coates. It's okay. I just kind of read it out of habit at this point, but we'll see how that issue is specifically. And then I picked up Damnation 1 and 2 just because there's a new Ghost Rider coming out of it, and Iron Fist is tying in, and I have Doctor Strange too, so I figured I might as well just, they're all tying into it, I might as well just read the main story. Got the last issue of Metal.
Me too. We got different cover. I think I got the...
You got the normal one. This is a variant. I only got it because it's not on my pool list.
Right. Yeah, so I got this...
this is all I had left.
Yeah. Really looking forward to the end of this. Snyder and Capullo I believe, are this generation's O'Neill and Adams as far as just what a great writer and artist team they are.
Yeah.
And it's a very good miniseries that's been going on, and
very silly.
Very
I love it.
It's silly, but it's like not. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like, you know, you first hear the idea behind it and you're like, a baby Darkseid, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But then you're reading, it's like, this is awesome. I think that's the one book that both the Geek and Nick have together.
This is what I'm most excited to read this week too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for the final. I also got the first Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider restarted. I didn't even know that was coming out. The guy that runs our comic shop just put it on my pool list because he knows I like Ghost Rider. Hellblazer 20.
See, that was
43.
Now, see, that's one you're still reading, Hellblazer. I love the John Constantine character, but like it just kind of became the victim of I'm reading too many books and it's not keeping me interested enough to
it's
keep
an
reading
okay series.
To keep reading at least as a on my pull list. You know, I'll maybe pick it back up in trades.
Yeah. And then I got one older back issue book, which is Daredevil 270, which is the first appearance of Blackheart. That was only $6. I like the mystical Marvel stuff, and I got a Blackheart action figure that I'll probably put this up next to. So I thought that was just a cool little find I wasn't expecting to see. But pretty good. That's a lot more books than I usually get pulled, I feel like. I'm pumped about the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider because like I said, I didn't even know that was coming out. So happy to have that. We'll see how it is.
Right.
I think I've liked a lot of the Ghost Rider stuff. I thought Robbie Reyes was really good. I don't know why they didn't stick with Robbie Reyes, but can't beat Johnny Blaze, so.
And I've never really followed much Ghost Rider, so it's a foreign language to me. But I'd be interested in checking it out.
There's I'm not a number one there. If it's good, I'll let you borrow it or something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, going to mine, I have Doomsday Clock number 4.
I really like that cover.
Yeah, it's at the, Jeff Johns writing it, and it's, kind of what's been going on since the DC Rebirth. They've been, they're teasing that the Watchmen have a role in it, and it's surreal, even with everything going on, to see the Watchmen characters interacting with the main DC characters. So, you know, just because of that, I'm going to keep reading this. It's been a good series so far. I always have cautious optimism with miniseries because they sometimes start strong and then end with a whimper, or in recent years they've been more of a cash grab than an actual good storytelling form. But so far I've liked this, along with Metal's been really, really good. I got Detective Comics number 977. I think even more so than the main Batman book, I've really been digging Detective Comics. I've really been digging like kind of the whole Bat family, and you know they have their issues with Tim Drake right now. Red Robin, you know, he's kind of not seeing eye to eye with everybody, especially with Batwoman. She didn't come out this week. That's another great book that we'll talk about, I'm sure, later. You know, I really liked how they worked. I mean, he's not there now, spoiler alert, but really liked how they made Clayface part like the Bat team.
Yeah.
Like he really fit in really well, and that really was very interesting to me. And you know, the fallout from Clayface no longer being around on the team anymore is kind of why there's tension between Tim and Batgirl right now. So got that. Got the Flash number 43. That's you know, that's a good little series. I'm more so reading it just because I love the Flash, but I mean it's not. It's been good. For $3, it's still a good series, and you know, it's they're doing a Grodd story, so I'm a Grodd fan, so of course I'm gonna want to pick that up. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Again, they've been having the Green Lantern Corps fight Zod and the Kryptonians, which I thought was really, really good and really, really interesting. So, going to keep that going. Teen Titans, number 18. That's 41 on the Hal Jordan, in case I forgot to mention that. Teen Titans, number 18. Last issue, Beast Boy met a fan that he thought really liked him, and she ended up being quite the bitch and quite the bad person that's manipulating him, and he's they're trying to hurt Beast Boy, and the cover is really, really cool. So that's something that I'm going to pick up. It's just a very good series. Then we got Terrifics number 2. Really like the first issue of Terrifics, and you know, they got Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man, Tom Strong, Metamorpho. It's you know, and then you have Jeff Lemire writing it, so I mean, you know, it's going to be pretty damn good with Jeff Lemire around. So that's something that I'm really, you know, first issue was really well, just kind of introducing it, but it's very good, or it was good so far, and I hope that issue 2 is keeps up that trend. That's it for the DC side of things. Issue 50 of Saga. Saga, my one and only non-Big 2 book that I'm reading right now. It's had its peaks and its valleys, but it's still a pretty decent book. You know, it's just, what else can you say? It's Saga. You know, I mean, I got a Lion Cat pen right here, so you know. I've been with this thing at least since I jumped in at issue 6 and read the first trade, so I've been with this for a long time. It's, you know, it's had peaks and valleys, but more peaks than valleys, so go with that. Marvel side of things, got Daredevil number 600, written by Charles Soule. While he's kind of hit and miss with me, I've kind of enjoyed his Mayor Fisk storyline so far, and I believe that's going to be concluded in this issue. So
I get that through the mail, actually, because I always forget to cancel my subscription. So I've got that for like 3 years, Daredevil. But it's actually cheaper.
Through Marvel?
Yeah, they're just directly through Marvel. But
so you got Despicable Deadpool, number 297. Jerry Dugan's really like one of the best. Him and Brian Posehn, I believe, are the best Deadpool writers, and they really capture the violence, but, you know, witty nature of Deadpool. And Deadpool's been pissing off everybody in the Marvel Universe, so they're all coming after him. So they have the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. This one is how the Marvel Universe kills Deadpool. So looking forward to that. Got X-Men Blue. I kind of just keep buying these X-Men Blue and Gold. just out of habit at this point. They're not terrible books. They're just kind of, they're okay. I just read them because I love the X-Men. I need to get my X-Men fix. And unfortunately, the same thing can kind of be said about Old Man Logan. I keep reading it because I just love the Old Man Logan character. And it's just, you know, since the change in writers, it's never really been, nothing really set the world on fire. But, you know, I haven't canceled it yet. So it's a bit of a downer, but it's kind of how I feel. And then I picked up this new original graphic novel from DC, Green Lantern Earth 1. So I'm going to probably read this one, maybe try and do a review and post it here on the channel. But I've been a real big fan of the Earth 1 series that I've read so far. I haven't read everything. I still have yet to read Teen Titans and Wonder Woman, all the volumes of Earth 1 there. But pretty much for those who don't know, the Earth 1 series, it's kind of like the... I'd say it's almost comparable to the Ultimate Universe for Marvel, only instead of it being an ongoing series, it was just a series of graphic novels. You know, they kind of... The core of the character remains the same, but just they kind of look at things a little... The origin, everything is pretty well the same in the morals, but like they kind of will take different approaches, different characters, you know... And, for instance, like in Batman, you know, he wasn't quite, you know, he fucked up a lot, you know, in his first year. You know, they didn't really make it seem like he was quite as flawless, like he was gadgets malfunctioning and everything. Bullock was kind of, you know, still a cop, but still kind of different. You know, the Superman, you know, Earth 1 series by JMS is very good, you know. It's the same origins, just kind of, you know, he maybe takes a few different paths to get to the same destination, but it's really interesting the path that he chooses. And Green Lantern's one of my favorite characters, so I'm interested to see what they do here with this. And I'll have to check out the Teen Titans and the Wonder Woman as well, especially the Wonder Woman because it's got it's more by Morrison, and I love Grant Morrison. But that's our bounty for the day. And
so what are you most excited for out of the books you have?
Definitely Metal, Metal,
Yeah.
Metal and Doomsday Clock. You know, so I guess they're doing, job well done on those miniseries. You know?
They got Mr. Miracle's a miniseries too. They're really killing it over there in DC right now.
Well, I mean, I don't really mean miniseries in the terms of just like the event comics, I guess, if you will, with in terms of Metal and Doomsday Clock. But
yeah,
you know, so many times these event books, you got to read them because if you don't, like, oh, you're gonna be lost. You know, it's gonna change the Marvel DC universe forever, and then you read them like, this was a very, very substandard story, but, you know, you got my money. But in terms of Doomsday Clock and Metal, you know, for being an event book, they don't feel like I'm wasting time or money. So,
I
good
used
on
to
them.
never miss the events, but I just got suckered into getting Damnation because it just has all the guys I like in it. So, but I mean, outside of that, I haven't really, for Marvel at least, bought into a big event for a while, which is a shame because they had the best run of events probably ever there for a few years, especially on the cosmic side. And
then you know, Avengers vs. X-Men and Axis and Original Sin was very good, but then to me it really fell apart with the new Secret Wars back in.
I liked the Secret Wars. I
didn't care for it. And then,
but that was pretty.
And I didn't really care for Civil War 2 either. I truth be told, I didn't really like both Civil War books, but that's just my opinion. But it's another debate for another day. I'll be flying solo to the comic shop next week because this guy's going to New Orleans. And I'll catch you next week, and he'll catch you whenever.